자, 큐 왕립 식물원의 비극. 자, 시작해보자. 글쎄요. 그럴 수도 있죠. 네. 일단 한번 해봐야죠. 근데 애들이 다 조금 사연이 있는 녀석들이라서.
Holmes, for heaven's sake, whatever
아니
is
세상에
going on?
바이올린으로 기타 치고
Hello,
있어.
Watson. You're early. Did you kill all of your patients?
What? Holmes, where have all these wretched bees come from?
I increased the temperature of the room so as to prevent them from hibernating. I needed to take a sample of honey. But it worked, Watson. We will have honey all year round.
Ridiculous and dangerous.
They're domestic bees, Apis mellifera, such industrious workers. Anyway, Watson, I am sorry, but I must leave you. I'm in rather a hurry.
You have a new case?
Yes, but nothing as thrilling as this experiment. A theft of plants at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. I'm helping a minister who's an old friend of mine. You can join me if you like.
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers.
어우, 난 벌이 저렇게 날아다니면 진짜 무서울 것
You'll need a helping
같은데.
hand with the flowers you're intending to
어디
grow.
가지도 못할 것 같아.
Watson, however did you guess?
접근도
For the
못할 것
great
같은데.
Sherlock Holmes to bother with the theft of plants. Come on, admit that you're planning to spoil your little bees with some rare pollens.
Since when did I become so transparent? Let us go.
자, 일단 그러면 바로 큐 왕립 식물원으로 한번 가보자. 아이, 가보자. 아, 맞아. 편지나 한번 확인해볼까? 자, 분명히 그 선장이 편지를 보냈을 텐데. 자, 홈즈씨. 이제서야 편지를 쓸 용기를 냈네요. 홈즈씨께서 베풀어 주신 은혜에 어떻게 감사를 표해야 할까요? 당신은 제 인생이 끝장났다고 생각했건만 결국 진정으로 사랑했던 사람을 찾게 되는 계기가 되었답니다. 자, 홈즈씨께서도 알다시피 잭 크로코라는 사람이에요. 그의 사랑으로 살아갈 힘을 얻었어요. 평생을 함께하진 못했더라도 진정한 사랑을 알게 된 셈이죠. 감사를 담아 마리 브레이큰스톨. 아, 이러면 내 마음도 떳떳하지. 자랑스럽네. 자, 그럼 이제 바로 큐 왕립 식물원으로 한번 가보도록 하죠. 잠깐만, 미녀와 야수를 개수의 여인이라고 한 거야? 자,
Well, Holmes,
이곳인데.
here we are at the Royal Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt that this place is beautiful. But are you really intent on investigating the theft of the plants?
Yes, of course.
자, 일단 그러면 조사를 한번 시작해봐야겠죠?
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer. And without turning it over this time.
자, 꽤 생긴
Good
남자가
day to you,
있는데.
gentlemen. How may I help you? If you are here for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
I am afraid that it cannot wait. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson. We are investigating the theft of plants that took place here 5 days ago. A remarkable collection, I believe.
So you're the one in charge, eh?
A small favour for a friend. Now, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Martin Hamish. I am the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens. And that fellow yonder is Albert. He works here.
I am delighted to meet you. What can you tell us
자, 일단
about the
식물이
plants?
도둑 맞았다고 해서
They were
왔는데.
rare and exceptional plants. We presented them at our last exhibition. We haven't removed the stand yet. It is still in the large glass house. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
아니, 아저씨 말 길게
No,
끄지
doors were
말고
forced.
어떤 식물인지
No,
말을 하란
But I
말이야.
would imagine that for a thief it would be fairly easy
종류를
to gain
말하고
entry, for
품종을.
there are no guards here.
Well, if you don't mind, we will take a
정말
look. Now,
무지막지하구만.
you say that it is in the large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many people work here?
Only myself, but occasionally 2 students, Albert, whom you have met, and Miss White.
왠지 미스 화이트 하니까 뭔가 기대가 되는군.
Here it is. This is the place where the stolen plants were exhibited.
Thank you. Is there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but it seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy are you referring to?
The director of Kew Gardens, Mr. Montague Dunn, he died here just 2 days ago.
We're very sorry. We were not aware. The two of you were good friends?
He
아,
was my father.
자, 아버지가 돌아가셔가지고.
Our condolences. We should not be troubling you. Please do excuse
그래서
us
저기에
for
비했구만.
intrusion.
You say that he died here, in the large glass house.
Holmes?
Yes, just here, near the door to the colonial collection.
자, 심장마비로
He suffered a heart attack.
돌아가셨다고 아버지가.
Just like that. So suddenly. It was terrible. Excuse me, gentlemen, but I cannot remain here. If you need me, I'll be in the reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
Of course, we understand.
자, 일단 그러면 몬테규 던의 사망 현장을 조사하라 라는 목표도 생겼어.
The plants were here. All of them was stolen.
자, 아, 이게 식물이 한두 개가 아니었구나.
Here is a list of the stolen plants.
Do not touch.
터치 레볼루션. 꼴에 풍선도 있어. 자, 일단 그러면 좋아. 몬테규 던의 사망 현장을 먼저 한번 조사해보자. 그래야겠네요.
According to Albert, this is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead.
자, 심장마비로 죽었다고는 했는데, 자, 발자국이 있어.
The traces are thinner in some places.
자, 그리고 선명하게 찍힌 발자국이 또 있고.
These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet. The footprints reveal that someone staggered here.
그런 거 아니야. 그냥 친구 전화야. 자, 일단 흙.
Soil. It should have come from a flower pot.
뭘 잘 들어.
The soil on
소리 안
the side of
들어가는데.
this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground.
자, 그렇지. 잠깐만. 아직 끝이 아니야? 뭐가 더? 자.
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
아, 그래? 딸기님 우리 집에 도청기 같은 거 설치해뒀어? 조만간 경찰서에서 봐요.
This sign is broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it. Someone fell violently against this sign, and they were injured in the clash. Most likely a head wound.
아, 전 이런 건 절대 합의 안 해줍니다. 네. 프라이버시를 침범을 당했는데. 자, 일단
The
자,
door
이거
was smashed at shoulder height.
자, 손잡이.
This door handle is new. It was recently changed.
자, 그리고 자, 잠금 장치가 부서져 있어.
The ensconce was breached near the handle. The door was forced from the inside of the Colonial Collection Room. The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection Room.
자, 일단 식민지 식물 전시실을 한번 조사해봐야겠어. 마이크 괜찮지? 아니,
Very
식물
strange. Half of the Colonial Collection is absent.
자, 일단 비어있어.
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building. The smell is strong. It is a detergent.
자, 세정제. 뭔가를 지우려고 했던 걸까?
These windows were perfectly cleaned.
자, 돌 조각.
This broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow.
좋아. 그리고 또 뭐가 더 있을까?
A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture. Part of this greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly cleaned.
그러니까 짱돌은 아닌 것 같은데.
This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system.
자, 환기구. 자, 뭔가 더 쓸만한 게 있지 않을까? 뜨는데 떴는데 뭐가 없네. 자, 없으면 없는 대로. 자, 입대하는 타이님 별풍선 4개 감사합니다. 2개 감사합니다.
These trees with their roots in water must originate from
감사합니다.
Louisiana.
Ah, yes, the bayou. I remember our visit. In
6개
the case of
감사합니다.
the Awakened.
저의 사리사욕을 위해 아름답게 쓰도록 하겠습니다. 자, 일단 목표가 그러면 아직 그 몬테규 던의 사망 현장을 조사하는 게 완료가 안 됐단 말이야. 뭐가 더 있는 것 같아. 이거 말고. 잠깐 이거. 이거. 이걸 안 했구나.
This pot was broken fairly recently. A flower pot recently fell down from these shelves and was
그래, 어렸을
misplaced.
때 타이에드 모험 참 재밌게 봤었는데 그게 그거라면서.
I need my imagination to make sense of it all.
그 원래 드래곤 퀘스트 세계관 그 만화라면서. 자, 화분을 떨어뜨렸다. 울타리 근처로 쓰러졌다. 아니야. 뭐지? 문을 부숴서 화분을 떨어뜨리고 쓰러졌다. 이렇게 해서 잠깐만 이렇게 된 것 같은데.
This reconstruction reveals a disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection Room.
네, 들어가세요.
He was in a panic, or the door was locked. Was it an accident, or a murder then, I wonder?
그래, 드디어 살인의 가능성이 제시가 됐어. 자, 함정에게 빠진 몬테규 던. 자, 시체를 부검하라. 몬테규 던의 시체를 부검하라. 정황이 의심스럽다. 식민지 식물 전시실에 문을 억지로 연 이유는 무엇일까? 왜 식물관이 비어있던 것일까? 단순 사고가 아니라면 함정일 가능성도 있지 않을까? 혹시 뭐 독살 같은 거 아닐까? 그러니까 그 식물들 같은 경우는 독 같은 거 쓰면 시들어버릴 수가 있으니까 일부러 이 환풍구를 통해서 독을 뿌렸다든가 넣었다든가 뭐 이럴 수도 있을 것 같아. 스멜, 사건의 냄새가 나. 비켜. 부비부비하고 싶어 나라?
Water lily greenhouse. According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
자, 일단 그러면 시체를 부검하려면은 경찰서로 한번 가야겠죠? 자, 런던 경찰국으로 한번 가보자.
I asked Inspector Lestrade to take Montague Dunn's body to Scotland Yard.
It's ready for autopsy then.
자, 이렇게 되면 그래.
Mr.
Holmes.
Mr. Holmes. Mr. Holmes.
그래, 하루에 3번은 들어줘야 마음이 깔끔해지지. 자, 이제 부검을 하러 한번 내려가 보죠. 자, 여기.
First of all, let us carry out an external examination.
자, 일단
There are no
흉부조사하기.
suspicious marks upon the chest. Let us finish our external examination.
아, 설마
so
해부해야
that we
되나?
can proceed with the autopsy.
아, 얼굴. 너의 눈, 코, 입. 날 만지던 손길.
There is an injury to the skull, most probably caused by the fall in the water lily greenhouse.
자, 눈.
The vessels and the pupil of the eye appear quite normal.
자, 그러면 독살을 아닐 수 있다는 건데.
The air from the lungs carries a faint floral aroma.
자, 왼쪽 손.
Nothing suspicious here.
특별한 건 없고. 자, 이것도
No redness,
그래,
stings,
특별한 건
or
없는 것
bruises.
같아.
Now, let us examine the internal organs.
어우, 다행이다. 이렇게 처리가 되는구나. 가 아니었어. 아니 사람의 장기가 이렇게 간단하단 말인가?
The stomach tissues show no visible pathological
아니 원래 이런
signs.
색깔이야? 노란색이었어 위가? 난 내가 실제로 본 적이 없으니까. 무슨 진짜 술 시뮬레이터도 아니고.
The lungs are
어제 그거
congested
해부도
and
그거
edematous.
부검 약간 그 모형으로 만들어 놓은 것 같아. 잠깐 이거 뭐야?
The tissue on
자.
the inferior lobe of the right lung is damaged, most probably caused by toxins from an unknown plant.
그래 역시 독극물을 마셨구나. 그렇구나. 간 때문이야. 간
The liver
때문이야.
tissue is brown. There are no visible pathological
비고는 간
signs.
때문이야. 그래 간은 멀쩡하다 이건가?
The liver is enlarged. It would seem that he was suffering from an alcohol addiction.
자 심장.
The heart's blood vessels show no pathological signs.
자 그리고 자
The
심장
heart
조직.
tissue shows no visible pathological signs.
된 건가? 자 이제 위도 한번 다시. 내가 놓친 부분이 있나봐.
There is a small amount of content. It appears that he breakfasted lightly, only a short while before his death.
그래 역시 환풍구가 좀 수상하죠.
My suspicions have been substantiated. Montague Dunn, the director of Kew Gardens, died from poisoning. Plant poisoning, to be more exact.
You mean
Yes, it is murder.
그래.
we should inform Lestrade?
Yes, but do remember, Watson, that I discovered the murder. The challenge is mine.
The challenge, Holmes?
We need to locate that deadly plant. Such a perfect murder appeals to me.
Murder of any kind appeals to you.
진짜
Is that all we need to do?
이런 거 보면 이 녀석도
No.
진짜 제정신이
We also
아닌데.
have the people working at Kew
완전
Gardens.
미친놈 아니야?
Martin Hamish and the son of the victim, Albert Dunn.
And also Miss White, of whom we spoke with Mr. Hamish. Should we bring them all here for interrogation?
No. A few innocuous questions at Kew will suffice, as well as a discreet delve into their personal affairs. Yes, Watson. It is time now to open the doors.
Even
그래
those
이제
in the
점점
staff
더
building?
재밌어지겠어.
I suppose that is necessary.
We should also be concerned with the victim himself. After all, we don't know very much about Montague Dunn.
You're enjoying this already, aren't you?
More than a little.
이런 변태. 자 일단 몬테규 던에 대한 정보를 모아야 돼. 그리고 살해범을 밝혀내야 돼. 그래 원래 단순한 도난 사건이라고 생각을 했었는데 자, 살인 사건이었어. 자, 몬테규더는 중독되었다. 식민지 식물관에 감금당한 몬테규더는 식물성 맹독을 들이마셔서 사망했다. 자, 그리고 나머지 단서들도 한번 확인해보자고. 자, 일단 이거 서재에서 한번 이걸 확인해봐야 될 것 같아. 이 중에 아마 독극물이 있는 게 있겠지. 자, 그럼 일단 베이커 가루 한번 돌아가보죠. 괜찮아. 나한테는 왓슨 1호가 있으니까. 걔한테 독극물 마시라고 하면 돼. 나의 마루타니까. 자, 일단 그러면 희귀식물 식물학 조사하기. 어디 보자. 자, 일단은 자, 카니보러스, 이네브리아, 필로렘. 이건 아니고 비소, 청산가리. 자, 이거다. 이거 아닌가? 아트로파 벨라돈나가 없네. 뭔가 다른 게 있나?
That
약학, 식물호르몬, 호르몬,
that
약초. 아, 잠깐. 희귀식물 제사곤 맹독. 그래. 해당 식물들은 공통적으로 독성을 띠며 그 정도는 각각 다르다. 카나브로스, 이네브리아. 다 동물들이잖아. 그러고 보니까. 그래. 처음 언급한 세 종류의 식물은 인체에 치명적이며 특히 플로렘 디아볼리카의 경우 특정 조건을 만족해야 한다. 즉 주변에서 공격적인 반응을 감지하는 경우에만 맹독 포자를 뿜어낸다.
here it is.
좋아. 자, 도둑과 살해범. 살해범은 큐 왕립 식물원에서 개최된 전시회 당시에 희귀식물을 훔쳐간 도둑이다. 좋아. 그래요. 식물을 자극해서 살인을 한 것 같은데. 자, 정확히 어떤 식으로 살인을 했는지는 아직 확인되지가 않았으니까. 자, 다시 돌아왔죠. 일단 한번 말을 걸어볼까? 자, 비어있는 식민지 식물관.
Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us what happened to the colonial collection? It seems somewhat depleted.
But, most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
You're not sure, then? But you're the deputy director.
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at once.
뭔가 얘도 뒤가 구린데. 자, 몬테규 던의 죽음.
Albert told us about the tragic death of Mr. Dunn, the late director of Kew Gardens.
Tragic indeed. His heart attack was quite unexpected.
자, 몬테규 던과의 관계.
As deputy director, how was your relationship with Montague Dunn?
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes, it could have been better. You see, every Tuesday he would carry out his inspection of the gardens, but it was solely to make an impression, great pretense that he cared at all. He would give out absurd orders, ignoring anyone else's opinion. He would then disappear for the rest of the week. He was what some might call a man of action. I'd say rather he was overzealous and chaotic. So after all, it was no wonder perhaps that he ended up like that.
자,
If
그렇게
you take
좋은
into
평가는 받지
consideration his kind of
못하는군요.
lifestyle.
자, 몬테규 던의 생활.
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed, celebrating, shall we say?